Hey, welcome back to the Buck Junkie Podcast. We are back, all four of us live. I was out last week, but y'all had a good one last week, right?
Oh, yeah.
Special guest?
Yeah, we had Opie come in from Hope Outdoors, kind of do a little explaining on how Hope Outdoors began, what it's all about, and how you get involved in it. And
How long's that one been going on?
I don't remember what he said. Probably in 10, 11 years, probably.
Several years. He gave a timeline, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
They do more than deer hunting with their kids and folks, don't they? They doing some turkey hunting. They do.
Yeah, they actually,
fishing and everything.
Yeah.
Actually, the Team Scooter, which is a new chapter in North Mississippi, they're having a turkey hunt coming up April the 6th, that Saturday. I think he said they had maybe somewhere around 7 to 10 hunters.
What do you think? So, Jamie, you've been involved with our local Arca Butler one, trying to help people that normally can't get out into the woods. That's pretty much what it's about. It's about handicap or excessively challenged people, getting them out in the outdoors. So which one's harder? Lining them up, helping them get on a deer, or helping them shoot a turkey? Because I ain't never killed a turkey.
I mean, this will be the first year I've helped with the turkey side of it. To me, turkey's going to be
way more.
Seem like harder because a deer, you're sitting in a fixed location waiting for deer to come to you. Turkeys, a lot of times, not going to happen that way. You're going to have to get out and about going to it. But
that's going to be that's as much of a challenge for the person helping them with the hunt as it is the person pulling the trigger on that one.
Well, they probably wouldn't. I mean, if you hunted like a property that had a lot of field where you could do some glassing and kind of get a time on, the birds feeding in the field, maybe you could do a lot better. But like in our terrain over here, we don't have no big fields that you can really just go. So you just got to watch a 100-acre field to see where the turkeys are coming out and feeding in the mornings or evenings. But
what do you think? It's going to take a lot more scouting, I guess, to kind of pattern them a little bit, or
trying to roost them,
night
in the
before
evening times, and then set up. Me and Jamie talked about this. Set up at night. Putting your blind up at night and trying to get close to those birds and get your,
that way you can try to ease in there as quiet as possible.
Get your hunter in there close. I mean, you had to get in there kind of early because if you get too close to them, you may spook them out, busting sticks or stuff like that getting in.
And this kind of depends on the person itself. Some of the hunters are somewhat mobile and some of them are full-blown track chairs.
Yeah.
It kind of depends.
Important thing is getting outside. Do something you ain't normally going to do.
Like a lot of, in all honesty, get more out of it just by getting out around other people that's, with similar disabilities or just following up from, might not seen them since last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they get more out of that than as just as much as they do the hunt, I think.
So do they usually have, I know you said they have chapters. They're spread out, not just in Mississippi.
Yeah. They're at Indiana, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, it's.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of states then.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try to hit a couple this year, and I'm definitely want to go to Indiana one just because. So we'll see.
Where are they going? They turkey hunting in Indiana?
I really don't know where all the turkey hunts coming up. The only one that I know of personally is the local chapter here in North Mississippi.
Speaking of turkeys, have y'all seen any out here? Seen a few. I saw. It's been several weeks, but they were on cameras before we started pulling in deer cameras. We started seeing them. I need to swap out those cards and get some new ones in there and put them back out there. See if we can get any pictures of some gobblers.
Yeah, I mean, we got a few around here. I've seen them. I mean, I went out this morning trying to get one of gobbling. Of course, the wind's blowing 20 miles
20 miles an hour today.
Cloudy, so it wasn't good conditions to really hear one. I didn't hear one and didn't see any today either.
What else did y'all get into last week?
Well, we made a few videos last week. Jamie got to pattern his turkey gun.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
So, I mean, I know I'm going to get some criticism when it releases, but it wasn't about the main goal I want to get across is we've shot the exact same name brand shells, different shot, and a different version of that name brand, just to show you that the gun I was shooting with my Browning, pattern was great. It was just high. And that just goes to show you, if you shim, you can, like me and Mark talked about it, first thing to do is either you're going to have to adjust your sight to where you're hitting, or shim your stock on the gun to get the barrel out. But my gun's set up for shooting TSS, which is, heck, you're $15, $20 a shot versus a regular, the Winchester that I bought was probably $5 a shot, if he was doing it that way. But
Is that much difference in them, do you think?
I think so.
Need to spend $15 a shot versus just going and buying something from Academy?
I'd have to put the TSSs up next to the XRs because, I mean, as far as, cost and what that XR does, I mean, and that's just what does good out of my gun. I'm not saying that's the best shell out there right now, but that does excellent out of my shotgun.
Well, we noticed, so we shot the Winchester XR and the Winchester was XX, wasn't it?
Double
Yeah,
X.
just a regular double X turkey.
The double X, the wadding was blowing out the gun and hitting the ground at 15, 20 yards maybe. And the XR, the freaking wadding was smoking the target at 30 yards. So, I mean, like I said,
is that much hotter?
Yeah, it has to be. It's the exact same thing. They're both a Winchester. They're both a number 5 shot, which me personally, I would go with the higher number shot, but that's just what we had. But yeah, it was, because Mikey picked up the wadding both times, and we actually shot the XX twice, and the wad pretty much dropped the exact same spot both times. But the XR, like I say, it was 30 yards, it banged the target.
So what's your range you want them to shoot?
I mean,
Are you trying to reach out there at 70 yards?
I know guys that shoot TSS 60, 70 yards.
I'm not trying to shoot that far.
But it's like, me and Brad also talked about it. Just because your gun shoots a pattern at 50, 60 yards, just because your gun hits the target, if you're not getting penetration, you don't need to shoot a piece of cardboard at 60 yards and like, I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put something like a piece of plywood or something that's dense enough to simulate you hitting a bird to see if like I say, if the shot goes through a piece of paper, that's great, but that don't mean it's got enough power to kill a bird at 50 yards.
Well, too, I think everybody gets in their mind that, oh, man, I got to have the tightest pattern out there. Well, that's great until you go to shoot 30 yards and you do have a tight pattern at 60. You're only shooting up, your pattern's so tight at 30, it's easy to miss.
Yep.
So if you're going to do that, you best get rid of your little bead on your gun and put like a red dot or something like that.
Well, I can say 100% that on that Browning, it's got the True Glow bead at the end, and I shot in the lead sled just because I wanted to hold the gun exact same way all 3 shots. And at 30 yards, that bead, Mikey even said it, that bead covered the whole turkey head up. You wouldn't think that dot would cover turkey head, but it did. If you put it on the head, you can't see the turkey.
You got to set your gun for how you like to hunt. I mean, if you're one of those guys that likes hunting, in fields, I'm going to say you can't get a turkey up close in the field, but if you're hunting a lot of those field turkeys that, you're trying to shoot 50, 60 yards at a bird, then, you kind of need to pattern your gun for where you're hunting at. You're hunting in woods like around here where we're at. Try to shoot a turkey at 60 yards through some dense woods and stuff like that with his head bobbed and see what happens. You probably ain't going to hit him.
Yeah.
But that's what, man, until you do it and see it, and you think, well, heck, a turkey and a shotgun, that's a guaranteed kill. I mean, it ain't.
Them things are moving. I mean, when they walk up, I mean, everybody's seen a turkey walk. I mean, if you ain't never seen a turkey, that's the same way a chicken walks. When it moves its feet, its head is moving.
The whole time.
It's steadily moving. His head is bobbing back and forth as he walks.
How's it do it?
Yeah. You gotta get that rhythm.
That's a turkey walk right there.
That's Mikey's dance move.
That's what I was going to say. Mike got to do dance.
So, I mean, you got to keep that in mind as your bead. If you're, tracking that turkey walking through the woods, if he's walking left to right and not coming dead at you, that's not an easy target for you to, you got to kind of pick your shot like deer hunting. You find an opening and you try to get him to stop if you can. But with turkeys, it's not easy to kill one.
Well, how important do you think it is to have a turkey gun? Because I'm just going to take a shotgun I got and get me a turkey choke, and that's what I'm going to hunt with. I mean,
you need to have a gun that an actual, I don't know what they would call an actual turkey gun. You know what I mean?
I mean, they sell them. I've seen them sell
most like
trigger grip, all that. Yeah.
Trigger grip stuff. You need to hunt with something that you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with that, if you go in the store to buy a gun, don't stand up and point it at the wall. See if you got somewhere you can go, like back in their bow range or something, and nobody's using it. Sit down on the floor, pick your knees up like you're going to be sitting, like you're going to be turkey hunting, and put that shotgun up. That pistol grip may hit you in the thigh. You may not like that. It may be uncomfortable. You may not like the thumb hole style. You may want just a regular shotgun. Most of the guns that I've hunted with have just been regular, just a smooth stock shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fine. I mean, some of that other stuff, I don't know. It kind of takes the purpose away from your shotgun if you're going to use it as a multi-purpose.
That's what I was getting at. I mean, I would think just an average person probably going to grab the same gun they hunt ducks or dove or
That's
whatever.
the point of a shotgun.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, to me,
and that's me. I don't know. I mean, I guess I ain't into it enough to go buy a specific gun just for turkey, but
So I got a question. What is all the craze and everybody's so tore up about like shooting smaller shotguns now, like a 410 or a 28 gauge and
Weight.
Yeah, but who cares? Like it's not that big a difference.
I don't know. You sitting there and you walk 2 or 3 mile turkey hunting versus a 12 gauge with 3 shells in it and a 20 gauge with 3 shells or 410 or 28 gauge. It's a pretty good bit of difference. And then
I mean, the same craze is going on in duck hunting. Everybody's like, well, I duck hunt with the 20 gauge and who cares? Like to me, I want the odds in my favor. So a 12 gauge, you got more pellets. Give me a better odd. I don't understand. Like it's cool. Like if it was your granddad's 28 gauge or something, like I understand that.
mm-hmm.
But if you told me I'm fitting to go buy a turkey gun, I'm not fitting to go buy a 410.
Souped up 410.
Yeah, like
Can you imagine trying to buy shells for
Yeah.
a 410 and
well, all right. So
TSS?
you say that, and I was at Sports and Warehouse the other day trying to find some
They
kind
have
of shells, and they had a ton of 20 gauge and 410 TSSs. Yep. Now, like I say, and that goes back to that little video we did. That was based on you walking into Walmart and shells you could buy. Now, if me personally, man, if I was a diehard turkey hunter, it'd be TSS all day long just because.
So I got a little pump 410 in the gun case in there. We're going to try to find. Can you shoot? I mean, you can just put them TSSs in and shoot them through it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's got a choke or anything. I need to see what kind of choke it's got.
I definitely recommend a choke on a turkey gun, and it's going to vary too. Your pattern, like some guns just don't like a particular choke. You can I think I'm shooting a Carlson. I think the actual size is .665 or whatever. But
Well, some of your choke tubes is, some of your higher end choke tubes are designed to like catch you wadding, and they do that in duck hunting too. There's it's not just the
tightness
of it. It's designed for like a turkey load. It's not designed to shoot. Some chokes are designed for steel shot to come out of them. Some of them are designed for a turkey load to come out of it.
You can actually contact, I believe it's Nitro, their TSS. You can tell them I'm shooting a Benelli or Browning or whatever. And they done shot them enough. They can tell you 90% of them guns recommend X name brand choke, X shot. Like it might be a combo 7-9 combo TSS. It might, just whatever. They got it
dialed in.
Yeah, they got it pretty much dialed in.
I said that's what's crazy too. Is like the last time I went turkey hunting with Daddy, like 5 was a small shot then. 10, 15 years ago, a 5 was like, oh, Daddy, you got to shoot 3s, or 4s. A 5 was like, holy smokes, that's too little. And now they're shooting 7 and 9s, which I understand technology is advanced enough to where the shot is a lot more, I guess, lethal than what it was 20 years ago. But I still don't understand the whole, like maybe a 20 gauge, yes, but man, you go to 410, you ain't getting that much in the little 410 shell.
And I think part of that goes down to almost like the challenge.
I mean, that's what I was going to ask. It's more of a challenge to kill it to shoot a bird with the 410 than it would be a 12 gauge.
If you're hunting with a 410 to challenge yourself more, you've killed a lot of daggone birds. I'm going to tell you.
I figured it was because they don't kick as bad. Man, you get one of them big turkey loads on a 12 gauge, you don't want to. I bet you didn't want to shoot that very many more times.
I was shooting just 3s and 3.
Y'all, you didn't have 3.5s?
3.5s are. I mean,
I'm the opposite. If the gun will hold a 3.5, I'm shooting a 3.
The gun I'm gonna turkey hunt with this year, and I used it last year. I let my son shoot it, and I set him up. Like Mikey was talking about, we wanted to simulate setting by something, so we just happened to be out by the truck, and I put a target down the way a little bit. I just wanted him to see what it was like, see if he could hit it. And man, he set up against that tire and didn't give his shoulder no room, and he shot that 12 gauge. It was a 3-inch shell. I thought he was going to break down. I mean, it was, and I felt sorry for him.
It's stout.
And I was like, it can't be that bad. So I'd never shot it either. I sat down and shot it, and I was like, holy crap. It made me want to, dang, I don't want to shoot 5 of them. I know that.
And I did shoot 3s just because.
More common.
All 12 gauge are going to shoot 3s. Now, me personally, I'm going to shoot 3.5s because I'd rather suck that shell on up one time and kill, but.
I'm that guy. Somebody asks you why you shooting 3.5 because they don't make 4.
Because they don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Like,
they had a
I
4-inch
want
shell.
as much of advantage. I need all the help I can get.
Me
So-
too. Me too. That's my theory behind it. And I probably ain't gonna get another shot. How many times are you gonna get 2 shots at a turkey?
Not many.
If it's still flopping and flying, I'm going round
shooting
two.
it again?
Oh,
Get
yeah.
on it.
No, I mean, Daddy's done that before. Hit the turkey, but it, run off and try to get back up and get that, or miss it even and get that second fly shot on it. And
That's if he flies for me, hope I got a good buddy with me that's a partner as fast. By the time I get up, get my gun on safe,
it's gonna be back on the roost.
untangle, untangle. He done told every turkey around, don't go down there. That big dude's shooting at you.
But there's so many variations and combinations in turkey guns that you can go through. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just a 870 with a decent choke in it, shooting 3-inch shells. I mean, that gun will kill a turkey at 30 or 40 yards.
It's probably, I mean, you think about it, it's probably one of the more popular. Everybody owns 870. You know,
that's what my turkey gun is.
Hey, you do hunt with one? That's what.
It seems like before the 870, though, the old Mossberg.
Mossberg, that's what Daddy still got.
Yeah.
Mossberg. And I guarantee he's got a Mossberg and a brand new Browning. I mean, a Benelli. And I bet you money he shoots that old ragged pump shotgun.
He been
Mossberg.
shooting the 20 gauge the last few years, the Frenchie.
Yeah.
Or Frankie.
Frankie, however you say it.
That's what I got. It's one I won at one of them turkey or banquets. I don't know if it was a whitetail or turkey banquet where I got that gun, but
Yeah.
But if I was a diehard turkey hunter, I'd have to invest in a red dot or some type of scope.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
what is a holographic sight?
I'd have
they
to.
put all those on.
Yeah. And I think that's one
I
of
think
the
that
things.
makes it. I mean, I guess got to help you some.
It's
Right?
got to. And I mean, they think, like I said, I'm not a turkey expert by no means, but I can actually see why you would want a turkey gun. Because you don't want to go in there and put, I mean, you can't, I guess you could dove hunt or whatever with that scope on it. I don't think it'd be as ideal.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're talking about having to shim your gun and do all the specific things just to hit that turkey, well, if you're going to duck hunt or do something else with it, you're going to have to go back and
You should.
make sure. You think it's going to pattern the same way on a
Should pattern because, I mean, you're making the gun fit you. It's not fitting the load, it's fitting you. So basically, and I'll probably get called out on this, but you're basically fixing the line of sight to where when you shoulder that gun, you're true with that gun. You're not having to look down the barrel over the bead or under the bead. You're truly looking down. You see nothing but the bead of that barrel. So technically it should work just as, the same.
That's the thing. I guarantee you, if you put number 6 shot in your gun, get out there and shoot it, they're not going, that don't mean you're hitting bullseye every time. But you can put a regular shot in it and it still could be shooting high, shooting left, shooting right. I mean, Daddy's Benelli, rabbit hunting, he kept missing rabbits left and right with him. We had to shim it.
Is that just for him or is it the gun? Like, are you shimming it for the shooter
Or
or?
shimming it for the shooter.
Okay.
Yeah, because even when I
So
was,
you couldn't take my gun if we got it set up for me and shoot it like I could supposedly, theoretically, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, even when I started wearing glasses, I had to shim my 20 gauge because my vision changed with when I wear glasses on shooting. We were shooting skeets, the buddy hours place. Every time I shot, I was shooting under skeet. So I ended up having to shim it up.
Well, different turkey loads are going to fly different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A turkey load, I can see.
It's a lot of variables.
It
Yeah.
is. I can go out there and put, a federal premium shell, which is what I shot for years, in that 870 now, and it'll almost shoot dead level. But with those XR shells, those Winchesters, it shoots high. So I have to adjust on my, and if I wouldn't personally shim mine because I know where I need to be at each, 20, 30, and 40 yards on the bird.
But also looking back at somebody like our daddy, he ain't never shimmed a gun a day in his life, and all he does is go out there, put a shell in it, and shoots it.
So, I mean, that's what I'm getting at too. I mean, how many people do you think just do that? Like, I mean, how
over
important?
half.
Yeah,
Probably, I mean, nothing against them, but it's probably the one that's getting a missed shot or
really.
I
mean,
took
it's a
guy turkey
bird.
hunting one time. It was his first time to go, and I told him, I said, "You need to get you some turkey loads. Need to pattern your shotgun. Get you, a turkey choke to put in there." Well, when I took him that morning, it was like the second morning I took him. I called up a gobbler within, I don't know, about 20, 25 yards of us. Right at sun up. Well, I could see the bird. He couldn't hardly see the bird. Well, the bird walked out there, and I kept telling him, shoot, he ain't gonna stay there long. He's got nervous. Well, the guy shot. Well, when he shot, he broke all the feet out from under that turkey. And I run out there and got on him and, dispatched him before he could, because he fired one shot, laid the gun down, and got him, and I walked over, I was like, let me see your shotgun. He had a freaking modified choke in that gun. He said, well, I couldn't find a turkey choke, so I just went with what I shoot doves with. I was like, man, that ain't cool.
So blowed his landing gear out.
Oh, yeah, he knocked all his landing gear out of that bird. He just set him down. I was like, man, dadgummit.
But like on my gun height was set up the other day, if, like you're talking about shooting a field, if I knew I was shooting 40 yards, mine shooting high at 30, he'd probably be dead on at 40. It'd probably blow his head off. But
yeah. You got to shoot it out there. I mean, if you, like I said, if you're going to, wherever you're hunting at, whatever you're going to think you're going to shoot, you need to pattern that gun to that point. Wherever you feel comfortable shooting at.
So where would you start? 30, 40?
I say 30 is ideal.
I'm going to shoot mine at 20 because, I've killed birds. I've killed them at less than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start at 20 and see what it does at 20. So in my mind, I know at 20, it's, it's tight. I know at 30 is opening up enough. I know at 50, I've got about 15 pellets that are hitting the kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've got to have that bird facing the correct way. I can't just throw a shot at him.
Within 50 yards.
I'm going to know my shotgun before I hit the woods.
Because I know you ain't like taking a rangefinder out there trying to range a turkey before you shoot it.
You better not.
Yeah, that's what.
That's too much movement.
Yeah.
Click that button and see if you
see what happens.
You might get away with it in some dense woods and he's out kind of far, but you get away with it up close.
And I even think it's worth investing in buying the turkey targets just so when you shoot it, it shows the highlight, shows it highlights up in the yellow or the red where you shot, if it was a kill shot or just hit meat or whatever. I mean,
is that what you did? The video you did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen those.
Yeah, some
so those breakthroughs that do the fluorescence or something.
I can't think what name brand it was. Just got it at Walmart, but it was yellow if you hit it, and then like if you hit like spinal cord or a kill zone, it would punch through in a red color.
Okay, that's pretty slick right there. Like peeling sticks too.
It was what?
I don't know if those peeled.
That's just a sheet, ain't it?
Yeah, that was a sheet. Yeah, it was just a target. Yeah, it was just a target. Like I don't know, probably 12 inches wide and 18, 20 inches long, pretty much simulating the breast part and the head of a turkey.
Yeah, you need to know your shotgun because you never know how close or how far that bird's going to be or what you're going to do. You get excited and you say, I ain't shooting 40 yards. Let him hang up out there 40 yards and you're like, oh.
I'll take that shot.
I think I can get him.
Oh, if I can see him at 70, I'm...
You're going to...
I don't know if it's going to come close to me.
I mean, it's really not. I mean, it's no different with any type of gun. You're still doing the same thing with a deer rifle. I mean, you got to make sure your gun's going to shoot what ammunition. Just because you like a Remington or Winchester shell, that don't necessarily mean your gun's going to like it.
Nope.
Knowing all this, I'm probably just going to get my gun and go hunt.
Yeah.
Do they? I don't know if they did. I know at one time they did sell like somebody was making a box of shells that was. It was, just like one brand, like Remington or Winchester, whoever it was, and they would sell you like a 4, 5, 6, and 7 shot.
Like a pattern box?
I thought it was a pattern box or something. Is that what
I don't know, but I mean, that's a good idea. That way you don't have to buy boxes of each one to do a to get a pattern in.
Somebody manufactured those for a little while. It probably wasn't, it didn't work out for them. But
they need to sell Lucy's, so you go in there and just buy one shell.
TSS, you can.
Really?
Yes, sir. You can buy from one shell up to a box.
Yeah, but I mean, a box is only 5 of those, like buckshot, isn't it?
Yeah. Or you can buy.
I mean, I'm sure they sell these means you want a $15 piece.
You can buy real. I think it's 25 shells in a box, and I actually had a friend just ordered 2 boxes, and I think it was $700-800 time it got shipped to.
What's the best turkey shell out there? I mean, do y'all know?
The one that kills the turkey you shot.
Well, yeah, I see that.
I mean, I would say right now, diehard turkey hunters are doing the nitro TSSs more than anything. I mean, it's kind of like Brad. I mean, Brad's a diehard turkey hunter. He's like, you don't put hours in, miles in, everything in on this. So
why not shoot?
Why not shoot a $15 shell versus a $5 or $6 shell?
That's what I try to tell people about outlaw smokers, Mark.
That's what I
You're going out there and spend all these hours, all this money cooking this food. Why don't you buy the best one?
It's
quit messing around with all these things.
I don't.
inferiors. You ain't buying them?
Yeah, my daddy won't either.
We're going to go to Walmart and see what they got.
It's hard to get past those XR shells out of that gun that I got, that setup I got.
And I do admit, if I wasn't shooting that, matter of fact, the XR is what I had for like my backup. I mean, that's what my gun, but like I said, I was shooting a different shot, so that's 5-shot out of it.
But I mean, every year, if they come out with a new shell, I'll buy a box and shoot it out of the gun to see what it does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean, I went from shooting Federal Premiums to Remington Nitros to Winchesters now.
What's more important to you in turkey hunting? The shell you're using, the gun you're using, the chair you got, you go down to all these things you can do. If you're going to spend your money on something, you're going to spend it on the gun, you're going to spend it on the shells.
Yeah,
spend it on the boots.
I know guys.
You need a good pair of boots to turkey hunt.
You need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I know guys that spent $3,000 plus on a turkey gun.
Just on the gun. I mean, that ain't crazy.
You get a Benelli from their Benelli custom gun shop, you can spend $3,000, no problem.
I think turkey guns are the same as deer guns. It's it's all in what you want to do, but you don't have to have that to make a kill. If you're going, to me, I mean, if you spend a little money in a good vest,
I think
something that holds all your stuff, and you grab and go, you stick it on and run out of the truck. That and boots, something you can walk in all day.
That's just as important as a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was listing it out, I would say definitely your ammunition's number one. Number two, it'd be a hard toss up. I'd almost say a vest, and then boots is third. If you ain't got a vest, you can sit on the ground. You got all your stuff easy, accessible in your front pockets, and that's a game. I think vest just what game changer is boots, but you definitely better have some good boots.
What's in your vest?
Snacks.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. a bottle of water and snack.
So that was one of the things we were talking about when we was at Nashville. Was like
turkey collar's got the vest.
You got the snack
I got
vest?
Bullets. I got me
bullets and
6 boxes of them $15 a piece. What are they? Nitro TSSs or whatever.
And 6-pack of knives.
Yeah, it's a Fireball. We're
like
going turkey hunting, boys.
some of those vests had enough pockets on it. You worried about a gun being heavy. Heck, you done put enough junk in your vest.
Yeah.
And it was
Time to
spots
get
for
3
6
cans of
slate
Laney's
calls.
and yeah.
You can go too far with a call. I mean, I have. I mean, you pick up my turkey vest, it probably weighs 20 pounds. And, I mean, it's got box calls, mouth calls, it's got shells, it's got a compass, and that ain't including putting water in it.
Yeah.
You know, by the time I got all the calls and all my equipment in it, it probably weighs 20 pounds.
You probably need to spend your time and money on finding you some turkey land first. Make sure the turkey's there. You know what I mean? It's hard to kill them if you don't know where they're at. Just going out blind, even though you got all this gear and spent all this money. You got to have some turkeys, right?
You better have the birds.
Yeah, I don't know. Turkeys are, to me, different than deer. Like you see, like down here, for instance, you'll see turkey all during deer season. But it's like when turkey season gets here, it's like I don't know if they get that marked on their calendar or just different feeding location. But you don't seem like either as plentiful at times.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen them migrate through here. I mean, you see them come through. They're real thick and heavy when acorns start falling around here. And then you kind of see them every now and then, but not the big groups like we had, maybe early in the season when the acorns are falling. So, I think they got a range, but I think they kind of migrate from property to property depending on what everybody's got out for them to eat.
I imagine they got, my theory is they're going to wherever all these people got all this good turkey call out on the ground.
Yeah.
That was
You know what I mean?
Keith called it deer positioning nuggets.
Yeah.
So we got some turkey positioning pellets or something. Yeah.
They got them electric fence up. It ain't electric, but it's got it pinned in
Oh,
for some reason.
it's turkey feeders out. I guarantee it.
Huh.
So
I didn't know. I mean, I know duck season's getting big. You see all of it, how much people are getting into duck hunting, basically. But turkeys, I had no clue it was big until Mark went up to that banquet and come back and told us all about
Turkey
what that was
hunters are the crappie fishermen of the hunting world.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they are.
If they can figure out a live scope for a turkey, Mark,
Yeah.
we'll be on to something.
yeah, turkey hunter's not going. Most people that deer hunt are willing to carry their buddies deer hunting or let their buddies hunt their land. But come to turkey hunting, no. It's just top secret.
And most people, that's all they do.
But you know what they want to do, though? I've noticed this, just talking to people, and they're big into turkey hunting, like it better than deer hunting. None of them offer to take you, but
No, that's what I'm
every
saying.
single one of them, let me come call a turkey for you on your place.
Yeah.
I don't know how many guys I've talked to. Y'all got any turkeys? Yeah, we see a few of them out there. We hunt them all the time, whatever, family only, and they'll tell me all that stuff. Well, you want me to come call you one? I'll come to your place. I'll come, they always want to come.
I see part of that, I think, goes back to it's a mental game that you outsmarted the smartest bird out there.
So
I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't think a turkey's that smart. It's just scared of everything.
It is scared of everything.
It's pretty scared. I mean,
I've watched them. They don't seem smart, do
No.
they?
They dumb
Yeah,
as
that's-
heck come November, December.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can be an orange vest, eating a little Debbie with a Peter going, crunching and carrying on.
They're all around the bottom of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Turkey season.
I spit on one
Yeah.
time. Just see if I can do it.
Turkey season.
You didn't pay it no attention.
You're full camo, blacked out, can't be seen, and you blink an eye, and that sun will spot you from 50 yards
Yeah.
away.
they're fairly intelligent animals. They
Oh, they are.
they're very slick, and I mean, especially like old gobbler. I mean, when it's breeding time, I mean, you're liable to have that bird in front of you at 100 yards, and all of a sudden he gets quiet, and you don't see him coming. You don't, for 30 or 45 minutes, you don't see him or hear him, and the next thing you know, you hear leaves rustling behind you. You can hear him dragging his wings. He done circled around behind you and come up behind you, just to kind of survey the area and see what's out there. And he just slipped up
Because he heard you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how far can they really hear you, though? I've heard people say that turkey could be 400 or 500 yards and know right where you are. Now, how true is that?
Well, me and Darren hunted down here. So the pine thicket on the adjacent property by South Trump on the hill, we was at Wayland Stand, or a little bit before Wayland Stand. Pretty much you come up top of the hill, it's a mud hole. And we heard him gobble, and he answers back from there. So, that's several hundred. I guess
That's
several hundred yards.
Yeah,
Easy.
This also depends on the day. Like, he ain't going to hear you today with the wind blowing like that.
yeah.
And then you ain't going, I don't know. He wouldn't come across that posted sign for nothing. We fool with him. He would not.
Was that before we had that property?
No, we had
Get that
South
first.
Trump area, but he was on the other side of the ditch.
Oh,
when it
yeah.
Started up the hill on a little pine thicket on the other
Okay.
side. I
He
guess
wasn't
it
coming
was
across.
between Trump and South Trump where it used to be that pine thicket.
They're just super, super unpredictable. I mean, I like Jamie's talking about, I mean, you hang a bird up over a ditch, a barbed wire fence, or a downed tree or something like that. If they get real complacent and don't want to move, they ain't coming across that. But then again, I've seen turkeys fly half a mile across a river bottom.
We saw that video that one other day before we got started podcast. That jugger swam across the daggum creek.
With current in it.
Yeah. Have y'all ever seen a turkey swim?
I have not.
No, not until that video.
Yeah.
I've seen them, like Mikey talking about, leave one ridge and sail across the, cut over, and that thing can sail 20, 30 acres, it looks like, and just floating across.
They're just real peculiar animals.
Y'all go
I've
kill.
never been on a turkey hunt that was the same. No.
Yeah.
Y'all go kill the turkey. I'll have breakfast at the house.
You're not going to go?
I'll probably go once, maybe. I ain't even got a turkey choke for my new gun. I got to do that.
Just get you a modified.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talking about
Shoot his feet out.
turkey being scared of everything. That's why you see now, especially I've seen a bunch on TikTok and Facebook that all these guys getting, I guess maybe you didn't see it as much or because social media, but all these guys trapping like coyotes, they're trapping coons, they're tracking possum, everything to get them off the ground, keep them tearing up nests. And it's getting, we got probably 2 months, I guess they'll be nesting probably here.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
We're going to wait till about the end of turkey season. We're going to start.
I think we ought to do it there. Why not?
Well, just because you're being out of the property. If y'all trying to turkey hunt, we don't want to be in and out of there every day.
You think it'd mess it up?
It ain't going to help it.
when you doing it. I mean,
It depends on if you're walking in or side by side traffic too. But
yeah. I mean, you don't want to be busting turkeys out of fields and stuff like that going to check traps
Yeah.
or running them out of the trails. But I mean, if you set traps, if you come back that night and check them, you checking them at dark.
I just know from riding around seeing turkeys, a lot of times they don't pay much attention to the side by side. They'll let you ride almost all the way up on them.
That's during deer season.
And, yeah, then they just run. They don't go too far.
They got the calendar mark come spring.
Get out of Dodge.
Yep.
We did another video this week too on well, I actually did it trying to find some easy turkey calls at our local sporting goods store.
Just the average old call somebody pick up.
Yeah, just anything somebody could pick up. And I actually picked up a couple of them that I have never. Well, really, I only had one in my vest that I picked up. But anyways, I picked up like everybody's seen these little push button calls.
Yeah, push pull.
Yeah, well, yeah,
spring loaded.
Yeah,
it was like a HS strut, and then it was a black one it had an aluminum board in the bottom of the piece of wood. It went over the top of it. When you pushed it, the wood slid over that. And then we had a Quaker boy you've seen those little bitty wood boxes that you push. Got a couple of slate calls, a couple of box calls, because that's just what they had. I mean, I know there's 100,000 different mouth calls out there, but for the beginner or the new guy trying to start, I'm not going to say I wouldn't suggest mouth calls. You just got to practice a lot, get those down.
Make your wife crazy.
Yeah.
That's something I don't have no clue how to use.
Mouth call.
Yeah. I think it sounds cool if you can get used to do it, if you can do it.
The thing with mouth calls is there's so many different ones and they're different sizes. Like some of them may have a wide flange on it, so when you put it in your mouth, you may have to trim it or do something like that to make it fit in your mouth. Some of them may be a lot smaller. Not every. I don't know if there's not one mouth call that fits every human being perfectly. So you may have to trim them, remove them around your mouth or something like that. When you first start calling a mouth call, though, getting that thing positioned in your throat the right way.
Oh, you're going to hit your gag.
What was the best cheap call that you could buy to get started with if you can't use mouth call or if you don't know how?
Probably that little push button Quaker boy box.
You can make some noise of it.
You can it sounds like a turkey. I mean, you can get on it, you can purr and cluck with it. You can yelp with it. I mean, you can do several different. You can cut with it if you needed to.
I almost think
I need to do a video teaching me how to do that. That'd be entertaining.
I mean, I almost think a slate call is probably in my opinion, the easiest to start with because you're pretty much just doing strikes or doing circles.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
that was my second choice. Was like I got Primos makes a power crystal, which is a really good glass call, and that one, it's pretty daggum easy to get that one to make noise. It's not too hard. It don't take a whole lot of practice to do that one. So
that's something you got to consider too. Is if it's damp outside or it's raining outside, you get that stuff wet and it ain't hitting a lick. Even a box call, Daddy always carried a little piece of chalk with him. In case something does happen, he can chalk it up and get that sound out of it. But
now the crystal calls and the glass calls are aluminum. One of those, you can get them wet and they'll call.
Yeah, so some of them are more tolerant to
a slate call. It's like a chalkboard. If it gets wet, it's done.
Yeah. You got to dry it off or carry a little piece of sandpaper or a bristle pad and keep it scuffed up. I love, and I'm a wood guy. Me and my dad's made seem like hundreds and hundreds of box calls, but to me, a box call sounds the best.
How hard are they to learn?
Not too bad. It's about the same as your shotgun. You need to get a box call that you like, that fits your hands, one that you got to figure out the pressure to put down on it, because some woods are harder than others, some of them are softer than others. Some of them you just drag a lid across and it'll make noise just like that. Some of them you got to put a little pressure to it. So once you figure out how to call your box call, you make some pretty good noise.
You'll see
really good
box callers call upright, call sideways. To me, it looks backwards, but Daddy had one of his friends. That's how he called. He called with the lid down and box up.
Yeah.
And that's how he called. He said it made it echo off the ground better or something was his theory.
Move the box or does he move the lid?
He moved the box.
Yeah, moved the box.
Move the whole box over the lid?
To me, it's 100% opposite how, but yeah, he would hold the lid and get the box and move back and forth. And then I've seen people learning, hold the box in their hand. Don't cup the sides because the sides what makes a rattle noise, but hold it and then they'll put a light, not a real strong rubber band on it. That way they're letting rubber band. They're just kind of holding the tension, but they let the rubber band kind of pull it back in and do the work. But
they're like Lynch. They come with those rubber bands. They come with
a lot of them will.
Pins and stuff already on them. It's already holding the lid at the angle and everything.
So you don't have
all you have to do is just apply the pressure.
Yeah, because there's several of them. They got the little screw in O-ring on top, and they'll run the rubber band back at an angle or crisscross or whatever. And it's like I say, you just kind of like Mike said, you're you're pretty much pulling the lid away from the box, letting the rubber band hold tension down and pull it back in.
Very slightly too. It don't take much movement.
Yeah, it don't take much at all.
Don't take much. But like Jamie was talking about, I've seen people take the box, hold it in this hand, have what I think is upside down, and hold the lid in 2 fingers, and you'll see them, calling with that thing up like that. Which, I mean, that's fine if you can hold it between your legs like that. But Fate taught me how to call, so the way he called was hold the lid like pointed at the tail end of the lid, pointed at your guts. That way, when you're sitting there and that you're calling, you got your call right between your knees, or where you're blocking your hand movement.
You don't have to. Yeah. That's the whole purpose of it.
Move much. So
pretty much.
You can't be calling up in the air and doing all this stuff.
Yo, jiggle call.
Yeah, I ain't heard nobody say nothing about my shake gobble. That's the old Thunder Striker right there, boy.
You hang that out the blind and shake it. I don't know.
Gobble gobble.
Which I mean, it don't. I mean, I guess
it sounds like a gobble.
Yeah, it don't sound horrible, but it's a lot of movement going on with it.
It tickles me because there's been so many calls out there that, I mean, people probably just think, everybody's got their own select type of call, brand of call that they like. And I mean, I don't think there's any just bad ones out there, but I've seen turkeys answer some of the funkiest calls that I've ever put out of like a new call I got or something, a mouth call. I'll get out there and squeak that thing up and not put the air over it right and trying to get it to make something and
get Jugger he wants
bird to fire up.
He wants to know what's wrong with that hen, don't he?
Yeah, he's like
he got one ready, boy.
I've been in a deer stand and heard hens, and they all like just, man, she sounds pretty. And then there's one, like, she's the old hag out of the group. I mean, she got that real high raspy and louder sound, and like got a Marlboro throat going on or something. But,
she done smoke a pack of cigarettes, drink a 12-pack of beer the night before.
Yeah.
Getting off the booze.
Trying to get it right.
Yeah, trying to get it right.
Yeah. They do sound different, but
it's either the Brenda or the Rhonda.
Yeah. Big Brenda.
Yeah.
It's a late night.
It is. I mean, but animals don't, we try to call so perfect. So perfect, and everybody has to figure out, how to do their calls, and it's got to be just perfect. Man, listen to a wild turkey. Now, they do call pretty good. Like Jamie was saying, not all of them sound the same.
No.
Some of them things get off yonder and off that roost, and they'll hit that ground, and
they had a rough night.
and that'll be the one the turkey's gobbling to.
Probably and I think I said it before, the coolest thing I've seen a turkey do was last year when that coyote come out from me when I killed it. And right after I killed it, some turkeys come down off roost. And it was like that one hen, she walked out, I don't know what she was saying. She was saying something, and she was from close to me to you, that dead coyote. And when she said it, you seen it's probably 8 or 10 hens out there, and they all put their head up, and they come up there, and they literally was surrounding that coyote, and I could hear them while they was around it. They was saying something to each other. I don't know what it was. They was all making a little noise, and after that, one of them made some noise, and they all just split off and left it alone. Yeah.
I've seen them go after buzzards like that before. Buzzards be on an old brush pile or something. They're, like they do.
Yeah.
The turkeys be out there and beeline. That one old hen will strike out after them, and all the rest of them will follow in suit, and they run them buzzards off.
Man,
I've never seen that before, but it's pretty
you need
cool.
to get a buzzard outfit. Go out there and sit in the field.
See if it'll work.
That stuff a decoy got to.
I'm gonna get you one of them umbrellas, Mark, where you can pop it out and you can get behind it and try to walk up on them.
What was the buzzard on Jungle Book?
I can't remember.
I have to look it up.
Yeah,
I remember old Mogwai or whatever his name.
Mowgli.
That's fine.
No, you were saying that. That's what Opie said. He said he had a guy in a track chair, and they actually got part of a blind and put up in front of him. And he would and they would ease
forward.
Yeah, and they block his view. Just all camouflage.
Did they end up getting the bird?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I'm sure that the turkey's out in wide open field. You're moving to it. No, but it was camouflaging him on them trying to get in closer to the bird. But yeah.
So we talk about those Hope Outdoors folks hunting and how hard it is. I heard this was another TikTok thing. They were doing these random interviews. Like, where's the hardest state to kill a turkey? And usually all of them said Mississippi. I mean, maybe Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, or whatever, but Mississippi was always in there.
It's got to be because pressure, I would think.
Mississippi's not I mean, Mississippi's not covered in turkeys as a whole state.
It's not known as a turkey destination. You wouldn't think.
We're at when I was a teenager. I mean,
There wasn't turkeys up
there
here.
wasn't even turkey season.
That was a lot of places though. The NWTF's done so much with repopulation and regulations and all that stuff to get the numbers back up. But
I mean, I've
you see
literally
them now.
back heck this fall. I was sitting in the recliner, my dog was in my lap, and all of a sudden she jumped up, went to making noises, looked up, and it was 2 hens beside my pool, which is my backyard, 40 yards from my window. Just 2 hens walk across the yard, and Daddy's actually between me, Mark, and Mikey, and just what little bit of land we got with there. Daddy's killed turkeys out there. So I mean, they're more plentiful in certain areas, but like I say, we didn't. As a kid, if you seen a turkey deer hunt, it was rare. I mean, it wasn't nothing like it is now, by no means.
When does,
Mississippi's got so much government woods too, so it's overrun with turkey hunters in the spring a lot of times. It's hard to find those little pockets where nobody's at.
So probably the northern half of Mississippi's more government land than anywhere else in the state of Mississippi, I would think. From like Jackson or somewhere
Yeah,
north
around
versus
lakes and
Jackson
stuff up
south.
here, I would think so. 'cause
Core
we-
land and stuff
Yeah,
like
core-
that.
oh, we got Holly
Butler,
Springs Forest. That's,
Yeah,
that's vast.
thousands.
National Forest.
There's thousands and thousands of acres.
But yeah, I mean that could be. It may not necessarily be just a turkey, but like you were saying, they weren't as abundant as they are now, and they weren't in so many areas. So when people came to Mississippi, it was hard to kill a turkey because you had to go to. I mean, we always went to government woods and hunted when I first started turkey hunting. You had no private land that we could hunt on that had any birds.
So you just hit the government woods and stop and call and keep walking until you get the one to strike up.
Driving almost hour and a half, 2 hours turkey hunt every morning.
Go to Ashland, Mississippi.
Yep. Oh, never mind. There's no turkeys in Ashland.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brad.
Is that where Brad hunts?
Turkeys are extinct in Ashland.
We need to ask Jody and Brad. I don't know, does Brad hunt out of state for turkey? But which state's been the hardest? Because Jody's about got his slam, don't he?
He's got it.
Oh, he has it?
Oh, if you want to talk about diehard turkey, Rob from the Core. That's
Really?
oh yeah, he's going
turkey-
after.
he's ate up with it
He's
too?
going after the 49 state kill. That's what his
Wow.
goal is.
I think
He'd be a
Jody's-
good one to ask. Where's the
'Cause
toughest
he's probably
state?
I don't know how many states he's fixing to hit when it comes around, but that's the thing about it is it's such a short season, really. So you pretty much got to, like Monday, Tuesday, I'm hunting such and such state, and then regardless, we ain't have to go to such and such. You got to get.
I mean, you'd almost have to find a place to hunt that was like in the corner of a couple, where you could
They would move around. If you're-
bird here.
Well, see, like
and
on.
drive 2 hours down the road and be in another state and shoot another bird.
All right, so that's what have I understood right when I talked to Rob. So just it's kind of like elk hunting and all that kind of stuff. You got to draw a tag or whatever. So when you draw a tag on a lot of these states for turkey hunting, that tag only pertains to a certain WMA or core land or I guess they don't have core, but it's government land. So you can't like just say for instance up here if you drew, you might not get you got Sardis in at Arcabutler, you might not get to hunt, but Sardis that might be where your tag's for. So if you're limited on how much coverage you can get in that state with your
tag you
tag
get.
you get. Yeah.
Be an out of state person.
Yeah. So after your time period's up, if you buy a 3A license, I mean, you're pretty much done. You're hitting another state and going after that.
So you think most of those guys are government land hunters that are doing those big slams?
He's not trying to do it in the same year.
No. But you got some.
that'd be impossible.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
That's lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know it's one guy here in Hernando he's done it once, and then he's hit off. He's
Slam in a year.
He's got the 49. Oh, he's done slam multiple times. But he's done the.
Jody's got a Grand Slam or Royal Slam. He hasn't done the World Slam. And I guess that would be the oscillated. Make sure I get that right
Whatever
this
you
week.
got that thing. I've never seen.
Peacock turkey.
Yeah, that's a strained turkey. So yes, Mark will get hammered for that for mispronouncing that last week too, probably. But
I told y'all at the beginning of this podcast, I ain't no turkey hunter at all.
I ain't no English major either.
I'll mush mouth a lot of things up.
Proper enunciation and stuff. That is not me.
so other than turkey hunting, what else? Squirrel season's just the end. Rabbit season.
It's all we're leap year, so we got till Thursday, which this podcast will come out. It'll be closed probably.
So pretty much, if we're gonna do the squirrel cook off, we need to knock out 60 squirrels between now and Thirsty.
I'm not going to cooking the squirrel cook off. I'm going either to judge or either just to hang out. I'm telling y'all, it's fun just being there. It ain't something you even got to compete in. I mean, you
We
can
need
compete
to-
if you want to, but
We need to look and see what all there is. But I mean, I know, like, we got the wild game cook-off coming up here in a couple of weeks. But as far as like what's out there for, there-
Outdoorsy.
yeah, is there a fish cook-off? Is there a turkey cook-off? A rabbit cook-off? I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it may be some of them may be so low key. It's just
Yeah.
advertised locally.
a lot of that stuff is local. You know, you don't. It's not like there's National Wild Game Cooking Association or anything like
Hey,
that.
might be something to come up with.
It would be pretty cool if you get one of these big companies to back it.
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it's the outdoor side of things has definitely grown tremendously in the past. I'd say
Oh, yeah.
5 years at least.
I think COVID had a big thing to do. A lot of people got outside. That was the only place you could go. You know, they didn't want you hanging out inside with people, so you had to go outside.
Shoot.
Then the cost of food gets so high. I mean,
If I say Kroger and Walmart keeps going up, we're going to all be outdoors when.
well, I mean, I think, you got different type hunters too. And that's what gets me. Some people go out and hunt, and they get into all this, spending all this big money, want to do all these slams, and they don't even eat the bird. They don't even eat the meat.
Yeah.
They eat the deer they're shooting. I mean, why? I don't understand that, because it's always been first to me. I want to eat it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's where we were. I mean, we had to have it when we were growing up. So I mean, we didn't eat it. We didn't hunt it.
Yeah.
And
So
every
you probably were y'all hunting turkeys then?
oh, there wasn't none of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it wasn't no season.
We didn't have no gas money to get to where they were.
They were.
I don't even remember when all it opened. In
You had to get to
In
Kroger
DeSoto
turkeys.
County, I was either right out of high school or in high school. So it'd been like 05-ish.
It looked like security.
So you look at how far they've come to us have turkeys like we do now. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We're saying 20 years.
And at one time when it first opened, it was like south of Holly Springs Road was a season, north of Holly Springs Road wasn't.
They divided the county up.
Yeah, the county was
yeah.
split. The county was split, which I guess now they're doing that with how deer season is with your limit and your size and all that's all split up now.
They used to. I mean, turkeys. You had to almost go south of Senatobia to even see a bird
Yeah, see,
on the
Daddy,
side of the highway or something. And if you went east,
he was Holly Springs.
You had to almost get to Holly Springs. You had to go past Bahia to actually get in where you could see them. In the field
Pastures.
where
Yeah.
they were common.
You were Holly Springs, Ashland, all down that way. Back when I was younger, remember turkeys, and then like I said, you had to go pretty far south to get into turkeys that way.
I think Como may has had them for quite a while, but that was, as far as I know, that was as close as they had come. That you could drive to, but there wasn't hardly any government Como to hunt.
So we got our fishing tournament coming up.
We do.
Cane fishing throwdown or cane pole throwdown.
I want to do some of them Louisiana cut fish. Have you seen how they do it? I saw a dude do that on TikTok. Gets me, man. I'll be flipping through it. But I know y'all have seen it, but I never ate them this way, where they cut the fillet down, but they don't cut it off the tail. Scale them. You got to scale them, and then you cut each fillet down, and then take it off the backbone. So you got the tail and then two fillets all still attached, and you fry them like that.
So
You get to eat that
butterfly
crispy tail.
fish.
Yeah, pretty much. No bones though. It's all boneless. You go ahead and cut out the ribs, but
Yeah,
so we need to try some brim. Like I saw a dude doing it with some brim.
Man, I've not had brim, and I bet you 30 years.
Brim is some fine eating fish, man.
I just can't
Really?
do. It's gotta have. I'm not a bone guy. I can't do like catfish with. I want fillets. I
We're
don't.
gonna catch something big enough to fillet then for you. Some big bluegills.
we filleted a lot of them that we caught out of here last year.
They're big enough to fillet. Yeah.
Big enough,
Yeah,
some
there's
they
some.
weren't that big. We had to, just fry them whole. But
So
man,
what's
brim is good.
rules and regulations on this? Is it
Cane pole.
Cane pole only.
Be a start and finish.
Oh, is it cane pole?
Cane pole only. Cane pole only. Not no
whatever.
fiberglass pole. Cane pole.
And then you can bait with whatever you want to bait with.
Yeah.
But
are we
cane
just
pole-
going whatever bites the hook? We get it in a bucket kind of fish, or we like
No, we're going brim, right? The
Brim.
biggest brim.
No, we fishing.
Oh, okay.
We ain't brimming. We fish.
Yeah, everybody gets a 5-gallon bucket. You don't get a stringer. You get a bucket.
I'm gonna,
Don't put no water in it.
Culling nothing.
Just put some ice in the bottom of that bucket. Put them brim in there.
Put me some lead weights in my pocket. We're gonna go by weight.
Oh no, we do have. We'll have to weigh them too. That would be.
We'll have to find a decent scale.
How many can you weigh? Are we going by count? Are we going by biggest?
Overall weight.
Well, man, if you got a bucket, we'll weigh the bucket, zero it out, and then you put your
fish in the bucket. I like that. I like these rules. Maybe as we go. Yeah.
So I got an old, well, in fact, it ain't mine. It's Abby's. Her and Sam broke the rod, but it's, I'll just take the reel off it, zip tie it to my cane pole while y'all are at the bank.
You can't modify the pole.
I'm getting on out there.
You can't modify the pole.
I tell you, I don't know what be.
Now we can put that Hooyman extension on them.
Yeah.
Be fishing
Run
with
them
us
out
the
there
lake.
20-something feet, yeah.
I can tell you what we need to get somebody from the Hispanic side that fishes with a Coke bottle.
I've seen that.
That
I've
is
never seen
neat.
anybody do it in
I would.
person.
I've seen them do it at Spillway
Yeah.
and at the river before.
I guarantee you, as my buddy says, Albert Garcia can't hang with
2-liter Coke bottle.
Coke bottle.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen them guys like they just go throw all the way across the spillway with a.
Oh, I've seen the one. Have y'all seen the new thing they got? It goes, it's like a wrist thing. It straps on, kind of like Spider-Man. Shoot it out there, and it shoots your line out for you. Then you got the reel, and it flips out, and you reel it back in. This hand fishing to another level.
We need to do that.
Spider-Man or
no,
Coke bottle?
drone fishing.
Drone fishing.
Where you fly
We'll put a cork and a hook
Yeah.
and bobber on the drone and go out there and bloop.
set it down.
So I'll let you.
How do you release it?
We mean
You gotta have a catch.
Set the hook, bring it to the bank.
Oh, you're gonna let it stay on the drone?
Yeah, the drone's gonna reel it in.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're gonna lose that drone.
We're gonna use yours.
Drone down.
See Mark swimming out there to get his drone.
Might
You
have
better
to.
put some floaties on it.
What are you going to think? 20-pound catfish get a hold of
Yeah,
it? Just drags it.
just underwater.
Well, as long as he's hooked good, we're all right.
You put some pool noodles on it so it'll float or
Yeah.
something. We can find it, and you don't have to hook it. No, we got that coming up. We do have that outdoor cook-off in Senatobia.
Got to nail some recipe down because see where we're all at on that category.
That'll be the next, it'll be in 3 weeks.
Yeah, if anybody's in town, they want to come check it out. Come down to Senatobia.
Beast and Bruised is what it's
Is that
called.
what it's called? Are they gonna have like a beer garden or something?
From what I understand, yes, it's like a lot of local brewers, and they're kind of, I guess they got their little tent set up or whatever. And I don't know if you buy a wristband and pay one fee or
How it
you buy
go?
per beer. I didn't
Yeah.
read into all that, but yeah, there's gonna be people selling beer down there.
Yeah, we got to break categories down and see what we're doing because I'm kind of wishy-washy on what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that when we get through the podcast.
We'll have
today.
that. All right.
Well,
Sounds like
I
a
mean,
plan.
Mikey had a little recipe he worked on a week before last that was,
What was that?
can't say.
Oh, is it a top secret?
Might be. If he turns it in down there.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got you. We don't want everybody to be doing the same thing you're doing.
I'm just
I
gonna
got
do.
you.
I'm just gonna do smoked jalapeno popper deer. That's all I'm gonna do.
Oh,
Keep
That's
Keep
all it
simple.
takes. Cream cheese, baby.
Cream cheese, Dale's.
Cream cheese and Dale's.
Yeah.
Italian dressing.
You want the
Take it
sodium? You want
back.
the sodium level through the roof with that stuff?
It's got to be. Takes all the wild taste out of it.
Oh man, I remember guys used to have a little outdoor cook at his place, and they would get deer meat. And I'm talking about they had to buy Dale's by the gallon. It'd be black when it come out of marinade, and it was back then. We actually thought it was.
I remember. I can taste it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought it was. Man, that's so good, but now I just can't do it. It's
It's good
Potent.
in moderation.
yeah, I can't do no 4
It
hours
was-
Dale's marinade.
There was so much Dale's on that you'd poop black for about 2 days. It's bad.
But that's like I done. It's been a couple of weeks ago. I was gonna do I had some leftover piece of some trimmings off a whole ribeye, and I'm gonna do old school Italian dressing marinated ribeye. It was horrible. I didn't like it at
Really?
all. I hadn't had it in so long. I just didn't like. I
Yeah.
don't know. I just didn't like the texture of it or something. I don't know. It wasn't.
We used to always do the chicken in Italian dressing. That was always like,
Yeah.
you soaking chicken, it was going Italian dressing.
Man, some of my favorite chicken is old Lowry steak and chop.
Yeah. Yeah. The marinade.
Yeah, steak and
Yeah.
chop marinade is good. It's real good.
It ain't bad on deer. I've used it on deer before too.
Darren will use that
Allegros.
hot and spicy Allegro on some chicken. It's pretty dang good.
I've had they got a wild game. What's it called? Game
Game Tame.
Tame. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
They got several different ones out.
That stuff's been around a long time.
Wickers used to have a black label.
They still do.
They still make that?
I think so. I won't say last time I done the marinade. That's what I was using Allegro. It's pretty good. It's not as sodium salty as Dale's to me.
Well, that's probably going to about do us. We got to go do a little extracurricular activities. here at the farm. We're gonna do some more filming.
I gotta eat me something. I'm about to starve.
We got to starve.
Heck yeah.
We still got a bunch of that jerky over there.
Oh,
We got a jerky. We went to Walmart and picked out every pack of daggum jerky we could find and tried them.
Wild Bill.
Wild Bill. Mark's a Wild Bill man.
I
Yeah.
hope he had a field day because he's a jerky guy. And he walked in and seen all that jerky.
Oh, did y'all let him try? I should let him eat it. Yeah.
Oh, he was eating it.
So what we need to do with that is just take one of the big meat bags, open all of it, just make one big grab jerky. It's all mixed in. Mystery bag of jerky. You don't know what it's going to be.
We messed
You
up.
might come up with something there, variety jerky.
We messed up Opie last week with those pickles and parm chicken.
Yeah, he
was unsure at first.
Yeah, he stayed all the way to. We stayed down here all day, and he stayed down here all day with us. He had a good
What's
time.
some pickles and parm chicken? I don't know that one.
Mark done a recipe last week.
Oh, okay. Oh, you did a video? Okay.
Pretty good.
I had to change it up, but it was dang good.
So yeah, before we close out, May 4th, Hope Outdoors chapter North Mississippi is having their first annual, I guess it'd be banquet. So go on,
cool. Yeah.
go on Hope Outdoors Facebook page, and they tell you, if you want to sponsor a table or buy a table, what the tickets
Or
are,
buy a ticket.
or buy a ticket, or help out with the gun raffle, or just it's tons of different resources out there that they need.
They'll probably have some good food. There'll be some cool, solid auction items, and they'll be raffling awesome stuff too.
Yeah. I talked to her yesterday, and matter of fact, I talked to her again today. But they got several stuff they're getting lined out, and if it all pans out, it's gonna be a good game plan, and it's all going to good. Help out with the hunters at Hope Outdoors, get them supplies and stuff they need.
Good deal.
Well,
that's gonna do it for us today, Mark. You want to take us on out of here?
Yeah, man. I'm ready to go eat lunch, so I'll get us out of here. No, we appreciate y'all listening. And like I say, if y'all got questions, let us know. Shoot us a message. Check us out on all the platforms. We got some recipes coming out this week, and I think Mikey pissed the TikTok world off by cutting a tree halfway down.
Oh, we didn't talk. Yeah, we didn't talk about the.
We'll say that for next week.
We'll save that next week.
We'll get some more good comments. If we're gonna be safeties off.
You got to monitor them, Mark.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Monitor them comments.
But that's about it for this
Safeties off with Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
That's gonna be the new segment. Safeties off with Mark.
Yep.
You can hold them comments. You can fire them back at the podcast too.
We'll do
The
it.
best of. Just save the best ones and talk about it here.
Oh, I got a list of them.
Safeties off with Mark. I like that segment.
Well, good deal. Well, Malcolm.
We gone.